what I did want to talk to you about is because I have very tiny experience, like in the celebrity world, and I did want to talk about like the celebrity aspect and the celebrity aspect in like being a celebrity. What's it like to be a celebrity? Because so many people like see like celebrities and want to be there, but they're just like untouchable people. It's I mean, you kind of know my story when I was doing these group 80 that there was, you know, there was a level that was uncomfortable for me to experience.
Of course, yeah.
About me. People like
The autograph sessions.
that wasn't bad. It was more like when
The inappropriateness.
none of the inappropriateness, but just like they just put you to another level. Like, oh my gosh, you were the greatest. I'm talking about like
They idolize you.
yeah, and then but also too like other people around you, and like hitting me up because I'm doing more things differently and like a lot more. When I stopped doing music, the amount of text that I got plummeted.
It was dry.
I'm like looking like,
Oh, yeah.
and so
Yep.
it's just I want like if you're down to even talk about that because I'm just like that these are real people and
Yes.
and not treat them like they're
Of course.
expect. I mean, definitely honor people and their giftings and their creativity and whatever. But like, it's why do you think that is?
Yeah,
what it is?
no, that's a great question, man. You know,
'Cause you're with these people.
all the time,
Yeah, just go on his. I got his Instagram and description. Like, just look at all he's been hanging out every other day. He's either say happy birthday to a famous baseball player or hanging out with Charlie D'Amelio or yeah. So
No, that's such a great question, man, and it's actually important to know that. So, you know, you're right. Like in the world that we live in, especially teenagers and people are at our age, they see all these things on social media. And they're like, I want to be like this person. I want to be like this person. You know, it's one thing to have someone that you kind of look up to, right? Like, oh, like I'm inspired. It's society. Inspired by it and stuff, and inspired by what they do in their movement. But it's another thing to kind of like you said, like idolize that person because you are your own person. You're gonna be successful and do it the way that you want to do it in your own special way. But to answer that question, I was exposed to some of the greatest Yankee players of all time when I was 18 years old.
Oh.
And, some of these guys I watched growing up. Hello. You okay? Yeah.
No.
No, right.
That's the one thing. Look at this guy's shirt. You can't even see his shirt in the camera.
That's okay.
Oh my gosh. All right, stop.
It's okay. She's good. But yeah, 18 years old, was exposed to, some of the greatest players that ever played for the Yankees, including guys like Mariano Rivera, how's that doing?
I'm so glad.
Guys.
I'm so glad we're both wearing Mets.
Yeah, I know. We did not plan that.
I planned it. I knew he was
Nah.
gonna do it.
Yeah. And what's funny? I had a feeling that he was gonna wear Mets hat. I was like, I'll just throw on the. And she got her seats going to the house.
You know what she deserves.
Let her be. But yeah, so going back to what I was saying, being exposed and stuff like that, it's one thing. I can't lie. Like one of my first experiences was with Mariano Rivera. Actually, was he prayed for me.
Oh wow.
He prayed for me. He laid his hands on me and stuff like that, and we talked and we kind of had like a small little friendship here and there. Spoke him at a couple times. All right, she's chilling over there now. With that side eye too. She just gave that side eye. Oh no!
We need multiple.
She's like, what do you mean?
cameras.
Yeah, I know. I wish you guys could see this. What's going on? She's like, I hear you guys. But over the years, I'll share this. I've had encounters of celebrities and people, of the public figure, have broken down in tears. I won't say names, but I had dinner with a Jets player in his own kitchen. He invited me, and we were at the
Funny story about that.
yeah. We were at his dining table and stuff. And then I think what really struck me was I was just talking to him and kind of like his heart and like just about his life, and the things that he started sharing with me about, and I just saw like a lot of brokenness and a lot of that stuff. And then talk about like a 6'4" 200+ pound dude, like hysterically crying in his own kitchen, in his own dining room. And I was like, can I pray for you? I remember I put my plate aside and I just looked right at him and started talking to him as a friend. Then it continued to happen more. I had booked a Giants player for an appearance, and as we're driving to the appearance, he was sharing with me about someone that's close to him has one of his kids has special needs. So I was like, okay, hello, welcome back. And so normally when you book a player for an appearance, you get a commission. So I remember when I booked him that appearance and stuff, he shared with me his story driving there. Coming back, he got paid, and then he gave me my cut. I was like, oh, I appreciate it. Gave it right back to him. I was like, what are you talking? What is this? I was like, well, you mentioned to me that one of your kids has special needs, so why don't you take that money and take him out to Dave & Buster's or whatever on me? His jaw dropped, and he's been in the league for a couple decades, and he was like, Nick, nobody in this industry has ever done that before. Not even close. He's teary-eyed, and on to this day, I have a good relationship with them. So I share these stories because it's like they're people. Yeah. They're broken. Like, I've seen who you think that look amazing in camera. I've seen stories off of camera and behind camera that they're not so nice. And then I've also
seen those people right now.
All right, so Anthony Cried. I'll keep that off limits. But no, I don't. I'm gonna say that. But there are people who look great on camera and they're like questionable off camera, and then vice versa. There are people out there that had a bad rep, but they're actually people. They're so down to earth, and so I just think that, like, moral of the story is, celebrities, public figures, they're also people. They just performed and they caught the right algorithm on social media or eyes and stuff like that. And to another point that you mentioned too, when you were in the music industry, as weird as this sounds, I've also signed autographs and taken pictures of random people and stuff. People have noticed me from videos and stuff. I've had photos of people ask me for
a photo for you
of me. Like,
was it in your...
I have no idea. I have the videos because my friends would like capture these things. Like, I'm not famous, right? Like, I was like, but like, oh yeah, no, like, it's happened a couple times.
Do they think you're somebody else, like an actor? Or...
I hope so. Like, who do I look like? I don't know.
I'm trying to think.
I have no idea. But I've had people that said, like, I've seen your videos and I see all the stuff you do. I want to take a selfie with you. Like, I had signed like a couple baseballs, but that's because I did events on there and like kids would come out, oh, can you sign my baseball and stuff? And like, I get that. But so one of your points with the whole text messages and stuff, it's very interesting that
what text message?
When you said that once you stop music, your text and your dry. Yeah. It's like you really see who reaches out to you and who all that stuff. When you're up here, like, that's another thing. Like, when I've been around the celebrities and I've done all these great stuff, and you're up here, then it's like my text is blowing up. And when you stay quiet, it's like crickets. Yeah. So I understand all of that, but